We are back. It is Tuesday, November 9th in the NBA, and we only have 3 games on the slate. So I figured, heck, with college basketball starting tonight, let's throw that into the mix. So we got 2 college basketball picks, which we will end out the video with. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We're back like we normally do our NBA videos. We're throwing college basketball into the mix as well today. Now, if you want to see more college basketball picks, let me know down below in the comments. I want to see if you guys want to see that. But let's do a victory lap after yesterday because we had a day 9-3 plus 5.09 units. Now, that's why I urge you guys, follow us on Twitter at Calling Our Shot. I don't know why you aren't following us there. We only have like 4,000 something followers. And we added 6 player props after the video yesterday. Perfect, 6-0 sweep. You'll love to see that. Hopefully we helped you out there. Now, if you're like, well, Austin, I don't have Twitter, and I don't even have our Discord where I post the picks there too. Well, I always update the pinned comment down below on YouTube, so definitely come check it out closer to tip-off of the NBA. And that might be the case today. We might add a player too. But like I said, so a quick victory lap. Mo Harkless, we added his under 6.5 points. Yeah, he had a big goose egg. Put up a big 0. Vucevic, we had his under. He stunk it up. Chris Paul under as well. I put all the picks up on the screen. LaMelo Ball had a game. Anthony Davis had a game. The Lakers covered for us. Now I do have to acknowledge a no-sweat bet on the other side. Now, I'm not very good at math. We took Steph Curry's under in PRAs yesterday. I don't really know if that one hit. You'll have to check that one out. Yeah, 50 piece right on our head. What can you do about that? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But like I said, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're gonna keep getting after it. And like I said, if you're already subscribed, tell a friend, click that like button too. And like I said, comment below either your best bet today or let me know if you guys want to see some more college basketball picks. But of course, follow us on Twitter at Calling Our Shot and follow us on the other social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you want. They're all at Calling Our Shot. But today we got a best bet in the NBA, a spread in the NBA, another player prop in the NBA, and then we have 2 college basketball picks. Let's get into it. My best bet, Damian Lillard. Take his under 8.5 assists, minus 145 on DraftKings. Now, hopefully this play not too juiced on your sportsbook at the moment. Love 8.5 a lot better than 7.5. You should be able to get 7.5 at plus value, but if you get 8.5, I'd hammer that. Now, for starters, Damian Lillard off to a rocky start this season. His over-under for points is 25.5 today. He's only hit that once. He had scored 26 points in one game, but I'm not going to bet his under in points. I'm going to take the under in assists, which has had less of a success rate this season. It's only cashed in 5 games and 5 of 10. So he's 50-50 on the over, 50-50 on the under. But this is why I'm here. He's played the Clippers already twice this season, and in both games he had 3 assists and 6 assists. So over a span of 62 minutes played versus this LA Clippers team, it's managed just 9 assists in those 62 minutes. That's not going to cash if you're going to keep going at that rate. Also, the Clippers allowing the 4th fewest assists per game to opposing point guards at just 6.63 per game. That's over a 48-minute span, so that's for all point guards that take on them. And he's gone under 8.5 assists in 7 straight matchups versus the Clippers, and actually gone under 7.5 assists in all 7 of those as well. In his 33 games versus the Clippers, he's averaged just 5.5 assists per game, and he has gone under in 29 of them, 88% of the time. Last note, on sharper books, this is minus 184. So if you can get it around minus 145, minus 155, I think you're getting great value. And for all those reasons considered, I'll take the under in this spot and live with the results. Now, at the time of recording this, I only have 1 game's worth of player props, so you'll see another player prop in this game in a second. Now, that's why we added college basketball to the slate. But let's talk about a spread and over-under pick. We'll make this a half unit. Taking the Utah Jazz, minus 7.5 versus Atlanta Hawks. The Utah Jazz are at home, and congratulations if you've been fading the Atlanta Hawks on the road this season. You are a perfect 7-0 fading them. They were 0-7 against the spread on the road, and I don't see that getting any better today against a well-rested Jazz team coming off a road streak. Now, the Jazz went to Atlanta earlier this season, just like a week ago. They beat them by 18 points in their own stadium, and that was without Donovan Mitchell. Today, they should get Donovan Mitchell back. Jazz have won their last 3 matchups versus this Atlanta Hawks team by 18, 21, and 24 points. They're the more well-balanced team. I think they continue to do that again today. The Hawks are a good team, but it looks like they're having a little bit of playoff fatigue. Like they experienced some winning, and now they just don't know what to do. And they can't put together 48 minutes of good basketball. They played decent against the Warriors yesterday. They were up by 15 points. Then they just got blown out the rest of the game, so they ultimately couldn't get it done. I'm going to ride against the Road Hawks, who have not been good. Like I said, 0-7 against the spread. We'll take the Jazz, minus 7.5 tonight. Now, last player prop before college basketball time. Come on, did you really expect me not to take it? Eric Bledsoe, under 9.5 points. Now, cue the LeBron James meme. Bledsoe has gone under this line, and not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 straight games he's gone under 9.5 points. So I have to take it. This is a guy that we memed all last season, so I'm back for more. Like we talked about with Damian Lillard's prop, these teams have already played twice this season, so we've already have a little bit of a sample size. Bledsoe had 3 and 7 points in both those matchups. So in 44 minutes played, he barely hit the over on the hook. He had 10 points in 44 minutes total versus this Blazers team, and he's not playing 44 minutes tonight. I guarantee you that. If he does, he'll probably pass out on the court. And he's 0-2 on the line versus the Blazers this season, 0-7 in his last 7 games, and he's actually gone under this line in 3 straight games versus the Blazers, once being last season. Do I really have to say more? You're either in or you're out, and I'm going to fade Eric Bledsoe into the ground, and you can't stop me. But now let's move on to some college basketball plays, and I got 2 of them. Now, I have to start this segment off by saying I'm not a college basketball expert. I don't watch as much as NBA does, and I don't know if I'll watch a whole lot this season, but I definitely want to give you guys picks if you're interested. But I wouldn't be putting your life savings just because I said a pick. Definitely do a lot of research for all these picks, like you should do in general for anything I'm saying. But I'm going to start with it, and I'm going to go with my gut and use my extra resources. We're starting with the biggest game on the slate. We're taking Duke money line, -107, taking on Kentucky. Arguably the biggest game on the slate, like I said. This is the number 10 team in Kentucky, taking on the number 9 team in Duke. You might see they're traveling and playing the Duke's the home team. Well, this is in Madison Square Garden, so there's no real home field advantage or home court advantage. These 2 teams are basketball royalty. And Coach K, the historic coach at Duke, sadly, this will be his last coaching season. He's coached there for 42 seasons. This will be his last one. He announced he will be retiring at the end of the season. This will be his last game in Madison Square Garden, and probably it might be his last game against this Kentucky team. Both these teams are historic for basketball purposes, at least over the last 20-plus years. Kentucky, but last year, they weren't very historic. The Kentucky Wildcats finished 9-16. The Duke Blue Devils, not much better, 13-11. But here's all I have to say. Have you heard the name Paolo Banchero? And maybe I didn't pronounce that right, but you'll hear about him tonight if you watch the game. This guy's an absolute beast. He's a freshman for Duke. He's arguably the number 1, number 2 rated prospect in the NBA draft. This guy's an absolute beast. He's a 6'10 forward. And for that reason alone, I'm going to ride with the Duke Blue Devils tonight. Duke has a ton of talent, not only just because of him. They have a lot of other guys in the top 30, and I'm going to ride with them in this matchup. A lot of score predictors, a lot of computer projections have the Duke Blue Devils winning tonight, so I'm going to ride with them. I think they get the W for their head coach to start off this season. Now let's move on to my last spread pick. Taking Colorado State, the Rams, -12.5 versus the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. Now here's some Mountain West basketball for you, and that's exactly what you want. Now, like I said, it's the Rams versus the Golden Eagles. We're riding with the Rams in this one. Oral Roberts, they're returning the nation's leading scorer, Max Abmas. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but they went on a nice NCAA tournament run last year, almost making it to the Elite 8, but losing in the game by 2 points. So you'd think, man, I should back this team. They almost made it to the Elite 8 last year. They're getting 12.5 points on the road. But today I say not so fast because I'm riding with the Colorado State Rams, -12.5. Now, Colorado State, they were 20-8 last season, and this will be the first. They haven't had fans in their stadium in 619 days. And you think about it, you got the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles traveling to Colorado, Fort Collins, and they're going to be playing in the altitude. Will that have any effect on them? Who knows? But last season, the Rams were 5-1 against the spread as 12.5 or more point favorites, and they did not lose a single game at home last season. And lastly, the Golden Eagles ranked 235th in defensive efficiency last season. Is that bad? Yeah, that's actually terrible. That is not very good. There are not many more teams below them. 235th, not very good. Now they can score the ball, like I said, with Max Abmas, but he only averages like 3.5 assists per game. They're going to need a little bit more production out of someone else. And I'm going to ride with the Colorado State Rams as someone goes crazy outside. Now the Rams, they ranked top 100 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, and I think they come away with a big cover today. I'm going to ride with them in this Mountain West game, that Oral Roberts not in the Mountain West that I believe, but Colorado State -12.5 versus the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. Also ride with Duke Blue Devils money line versus the Kentucky Wildcats. Like I said, let me know down below if you guys want some more college basketball picks. I have a couple other I considered, but like I said, I'm not an expert by all at any means, so definitely make sure you're doing your research before you just go onto your sportsbook, find these games, and just hammer whatever I said. Let's hope we can start off well in the college basketball spectrum. And like I said, follow us on Twitter at CallinOurShot, because I guarantee you I'll likely add another player prop or two as the day goes on. Because like I said, we only had one game today with player props. Like the Clippers versus Blazers is the only other game. We had the Jazz versus Hawks, and I don't remember the last game. But that will do. The Sixers versus the Bucks, I believe, is the other game. So that'll do it for this NBA and college basketball segment. Hopefully you enjoyed. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.